Hi, everyone. I'm Frank Malakut. I work at KTVU Fox 2 here in the San Francisco Bay Area as an anchor and a reporter. My guest is a Bay Area working mother. She's got two children in school that are distance learning. Her husband also works from home as well. They have what you might call a full house, juggling both their careers, their kids, their education, and all the technology. So we're going to find out how it's going now that school is back in session this fall. Let's say hi to Jamie Soper and her son, Austin, from the Alameda County. Alameda, how are you guys?
Hi, how are you, Frank?
How are you?
Good to have you with us. Well, let's start with mom, Jamie. How's it going?
It's good. How are you doing?
No, I mean, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? It's a little crazy around our house these days. It is our new normal for sure, but every day is different.
What has been the biggest task for you? I know you work from home. Your husband works from home. Austin's a seventh grader, and you got a daughter in fourth grade. What has been the biggest bugaboo?
I think juggling both our work schedules and the demands that our careers bring, but also wanting to be there for the kids as they work through this new normal of remote learning. It's challenging for all of us. They're not in school all day. They're on and off Zoom throughout the day, going to doing their synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. And I think just being there for them to answer questions, when they need, because if they were in a classroom, they would be walking up to the teacher's desk, asking questions, getting clarification. And I think when you're juggling those needs of kids who are trying to do their work without other classmates there, you want to be there for them. And then you're also trying to be there for your team, your coworkers, your own career. And it's a lot of back and forth. It's a big juggling act.
I bet. Austin, what is the toughest part about distance learning from home for you?
Probably not getting to see any of my friends would be the hardest part, and probably it's harder to ask the teacher a question when it's distance learning. So that's probably the hardest part.
And do you feel like you're engaged? Are you learning, or are you distracted? How does that all work for you?
Well, it's definitely difficult, but yes, I do feel like I am learning because the teachers give us tools that really make a big, significant impact.
Yeah. I hear from a lot of kids, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's that social interaction, not only with the teacher, but with the kids at recess, at lunch, during class. Austin, is that what you miss the most, really, is just seeing your friends and being able
Yeah,
to be a kid?
being able to see my friends and play with my friends at lunch and being able to, there's a lot of stuff that you cannot do from home that you can do when you are on school campus.
Yeah. And Jamie, you got a 12-year-old there. He's probably got a lot of energy that needs to get burned off. And that's got to be tough for him as well, right?
Absolutely. In fact, PE class was just a couple of minutes ago. And he's doing a lot of jumping jacks and push-ups and burpees in his room right now.
That's it, right?
trying to get that energy out. But we also try to involve the kids in our own home workouts. He works out with my husband a couple of times a week in some online workouts that we do here. Trying to get the kids outside on bike rides and runs around the block as much as we can. But yeah, there's a lot of pent up energy that they get out, even being in the classroom, that they're not able to get out right now.
Do you feel like your school, even the county, were prepared to do this? I think they were all hoping we'll get through, June and April and May, and let's hopefully get back to normal. But here we are.
So yes and no. I think that I don't think any public school district is prepared for this, no matter how many months they have to prepare. You have a lot of teachers who really are the tried and true teachers who thrive on standing up in front of their kids and teaching. And that's what they're trained to do, you know. And as much as our world is going towards a remote and technically forward world, teachers are still trained to be in the classroom. And they also thrive on that dynamic, right? So I think what's happened is, as much as our districts have really tried to put technologies in place like Zoom and Google Classrooms, there's just dynamics that are missing. I do feel like our district did as much as they could in the time that they had to prepare the teachers. We did start back 2 weeks later than we normally would have, in order to give our teachers extra time to learn the technology. But it's still challenging for everyone. I will say that I feel like there's been a huge difference from last spring until to this week. I think that the teachers have really tried hard to understand how to teach classes remotely. I think that they're doing a good job. I do.
But you got to feel for them too, because
I feel for them
there's no
so much.
roadmap for this. It's like corralling cats, you know?
There's no roadmap. And we also have to remember that our teachers who are teaching our children, most of them have their own kids at home.
Right, yeah. My niece is a kindergarten teacher, and she's got a second grader and a fifth grader at home.
Yeah.
So she's going nuts.
Yeah.
I'll be right over.
Exactly. And that's how we all feel. We'll be right there, you know, we'll be right there, and we will be there. It's just many of us can't stand up from our computers immediately when our kids need us. And, you know, we have to finish what we're doing, or we have to finish, you know, the meeting that we're in. And, you know, we can't all be there immediately like we normally are.
Yeah. Austin, what do you guys do on Wednesdays?
So we normally my school has splits it up in trimesters, so you get 3 classes a trimester. And on Wednesdays, you just get 1 class in the morning, which is homeroom, and you not have another class the rest of the day. So
And how do you
you
feel
only get
about
1
that?
class on Wednesdays.
How do you feel about that?
It's definitely very good, because let's say on Tuesday you had some missing work, you can get that done on Wednesday because you have all that free time for the rest of the day.
And are you doing the work on Wednesdays?
Yes, I am.
That a boy. Well, Mom, I know you put something on Facebook that said, "Oh my God, my kid is done with school. It's 11 o'clock. Help." I mean, that's got to be tough. You've got a 12-year-old boy that probably has all this energy cooped up. And what are we doing next, Mom?
Yeah. I mean, to combat some of this downtime, you know, we're still bubbling with some friends downstairs. So it's a lot of afternoon play dates. It's a lot of heading to the library or buying books off of Amazon and trying to keep them reading and engaged in some additional work when they are done at 11:08. It's trying to figure out how we can bring some school that isn't there back to the house. So, for instance, we're going to figure out days that we cook with the kids, you know, make cookies or try a new recipe. I'm attempting a garden in the backyard. So it's, can I take the kids out for an hour during lunch and try to garden with them? You know, it's could we set up a small art corner and can they do a little bit of art? It's just trying to bring in some things that they're missing into those down times that we're finding a lot of in the afternoons.
But you're also juggling your workload too. Right?
Oh, we're juggling workload. So we have to make it accessible to the kids so they feel like they can do it on their own without asking us or needing help.
Yeah. Is there anything, Austin, that you really like about the distance learning? I mean, you probably can sleep in a little bit more. What do you like?
I like that classes that we have. Definitely the part that I like the most is having 3 classes a trimester, because I think that trying to fit 6 classes. Like, let's say you try to fit 6 classes in one day. First of all, it's just a lot of homework and stuff. And second of all, I think it helps everybody better because you can just focus better when you have less classes.
I get it. And you feel like you're learning too, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And you're doing your homework on your own when they're done with you at noontime, you'll sit down and get it all done.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have asynchronous time and some independent time. We have times where we go and do our work on our own, and times when we stay in our via Zoom and the teachers will give us instruction.
Do you ever get any Zoom time just yourself or maybe with another student with your teacher?
Oh, well, when we're in via Zoom, they will put us in breakout rooms so that you can go and work separately, and also you can there's something called small group check-in where you can go and it's not like you have to go in there, but it's like a help section. Like if you got a question or if you need a help with the problem, you can go in there and um you can be like, hey, I need some help. Can you
Need
help
some
me?
help here.
That's like the independent with the teacher time.
Right. Mom, are you prepared to do this for the whole year?
We are.
Well,
My husband and I had a really long conversation 2 nights ago, and we just had a kind of a come to Jesus moment of this could be all year. And we're going to have to be very planned and try to also be as sensitive as we can throughout the year and just do what we can to not only make the environment positive for the kids, but positive for us and positive for us as a family. But yes, I'm absolutely prepared for this to go on through the first of the year and maybe throughout the rest of the year.
and Austin, how do you feel about that? Not being able to see your buds and working from home. I know you have some bubble neighbors and some friends, but not quite the same.
Well, it is very disappointing because it's just being able to see friends is very great, but not being able to do that. And then the distance learning part is also hard. So I would like to go back to school and not be have to spend all year on distance learning. But I'm ready for that if that's the case.
What would that first day back at school, regular school, be like?
Um, Everybody would probably be very happy. I would be very excited to see all my friends. And I think we would just be able to learn a lot better and then yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mom, you'd like that too, right?
Yeah.
We would, because they need to see their friends, just like Austin has said multiple times. They really miss the social interaction of being around their buddies and having lunch with their friends who they don't get to see, who are in other classes, and playing a quick game of basketball after school. It's just little things that a lot of people took for granted before this.
Yeah. Who's learning more about high tech stuff? Is Austin teaching you or are you teaching him?
I'm probably teaching my mom. I don't know. I think my mom is teaching me some stuff that I didn't know before.
Sure. Yeah. And I understand you're using,
Together, I think.
yeah, well, that's the way it should be. And you're able to use some of your video games, I guess, Austin, to communicate with some of your friends too.
Oh yeah. I can text message my friends and I can do all of that, but it still does not have like I'll play Xbox with my friends, but it just still doesn't have that social aspect
Yeah.
that I like and seeing my friends and stuff like that.
It's going to get better. I promise you.
It is.
Yeah. Someday. I don't know when. I wish I did. But Well, Jamie Soper and Austin, want to thank you guys for joining us. We wish you, Mom, all the best with a full house. And Austin, it sounds like you're doing really well at school. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.